Howdy folks, it is Diecast Buffet here again. Welcome back to our post-race review. Finally, the winless streak is over. Elliott wins at Texas. Make sure to pre-order that diecast over there at Circle B Diecast. 164 most likely be offered. And of course, the 124. I think they already have the clean version of that paint scheme coming out very soon in the metal chassis. I'll probably air freight it. So make sure to check that out for all you Elliott fans. So make sure to pre-order that Race 1 diecast. And Texas Motor Speedway, is it the final weekend of this configuration? Who knows? Who knows? What an amazing Xfinity race, an amazing Truck Series race, and the Cup Series race. What is it? 16 cautions, an absolute barn burner. And when you compare it to the short track races that we've seen the last month or so, COTA, you know, the road course, there was more action in probably 100 laps at Texas today in the Cup Series than there was literally in 400 laps at Richmond, 400 laps at Martinsville, and whatever laps they had at COTA. I mean, I'm not even kidding. This is why I say short track racing in the Cup Series is pretty much dead at this point. 1.5 mile racing, to coin a term that is very commonly used in wrestling, it is over with the fans. 1.5 miles, I'm telling you, they just keep delivering. And when they go to Kansas, it'll deliver. When they go to Charlotte for the Coke 600, it'll deliver as well. I'm telling you, man, the 1.5 mile package right now, you can run side by side, and to get that little bit of an edge on your opponent, you have to push it just a little bit, and then you spin out. But you can run side by side at these 1.5 miles. Fantastic stuff. Kyle Busch wins the truck race in one of the coolest real true paint schemes ever, like neon green. That was pretty cool. I imagine that diecast is going to get made in the Authentics line if they don't offer it in the 164 Gold Series. And then, of course, in the Xfinity race, I would not be surprised they make a Ryan Sieg and a Sam Mayer two-car set. I mean, we're starting to see more of these themed car packs being made by Lionel, so that would be really cool. And if that is the case, not to be reaching here, but if that was the case, that'd be the first ever Ryan Sieg 164 officially made. So we'll see how that goes. Obviously, we know the Cup Series car race win is going to get made in both scales. I would be absolutely shocked if it wasn't. Anyways, fortunately, the boring portion of the schedule is kind of in the rearview mirror, and the next multitude of races are going to be fantastic. Talladega next weekend, ARCA, Xfinity, and Cup. That is going to be so much fun. I cannot wait for Talladega. Expect a lot of beating and banging, crazy racing. And then after that, I think it's Dover, which Dover, like, low-key is a super fun racetrack for the Cup Series. A lot of great racing there. And then I think it's Kansas, Darlington, All-Star break, and then Charlotte. So, like, pretty much here until the Indy 500, I think there's, like, one mid-track, because the Truck Series race at North Wilkesboro and the All-Star is going to be fantastic, but the Cup Series race probably is going to be very underwhelming. The LCQ there will probably be fantastic, but I mean, like, this next month and a half of NASCAR racing minus the All-Star weekend, it's going to be incredible. Like, you know, you kind of have to get through the Martinsvilles, the Richmonds of the Cup Series to get the racing like this. And I've been anticipating this race for about a month now, because I knew it was going to be fantastic, and sure enough, it was. I can't tell you how many lead changes there was, how many top drivers that were wrecking, spinning out. I mean, you had Larson on the edge of control, and you know how talented he is. Fantastic racing at Texas Motor Speedway, and that brings the next aspect to this discussion is what's going to happen next to the racetrack, because I've heard so many different rumors about Texas in 2025. Is IndyCar coming back? Are they reconfiguring it? Are they going to get 2 race dates? I have no absolute clue, but the biggest telltale sign is them going from a playoff date to a spring date, and then IndyCar being kind of ran off the racetrack. I don't know. What will happen? Who knows? We'll probably know something around summertime, because if they were to repave or reconfigure it, they're going to have to, you know, start early. Right? They're not going to start January next year. I'd be shocked. So that's going to be interesting to see as the silly season comes along. And then plus the 2025 schedule usually gets announced around August. So that'll be kind of fun. But yeah, man, I'm hyped for Talladega, man. It's going to be fun. I love plate racing. You know, I kind of look at plate races kind of like in wrestling, how they look at the big pay-per-views or PLEs, whatever they call them nowadays, you know, the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. That's how I look at these plate races, because anything and everything can happen there. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm hyped for that. And to add another Larry McNugget to that, that's going to be the last plate race. Get this. Last plate race, I want to say till September or late August, give or take. Like, it's going to be till the Daytona 400. So enjoy next weekend's Talladega race while you can, because it's going to be a long stretch without any plate racing. So Hendrick Motorsports continues to dominate this season. It really is becoming Joe Gibbs Racing versus Hendrick, which, you know, that's, hey, I'm cool with that. But what's interesting to me is what Ford team is going to become the best one during the summertime. They'll get faster. They'll probably have one, maybe two cars in the Final Four at the end of the year. But I can't say for sure it's going to be Team Penske. I would not be surprised RFK actually outperforms Team Penske once they get the new Ford Mustang body going. So it's going to be interesting. I'm telling you, it was definitely a lot of crashes, a lot of lead changes, a lot of drama. And, you know, this current configuration of Texas Motor Speedway, it's actually produced a lot of cautions. If you look at the 2022 Texas race with a lot of tire issues, that was like, I think it was 16 or 17 cautions. And then last year's race produced a lot of them. So I'm guessing kind of the Kentucky style configuration it's just a kryptonite to the next gen car. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, what do y'all think about today's Texas race? I mean, a lot of drivers wrecked, a lot of hard hits too. I mean, what was it? The 11 car had a hard hit. Nemechek had a hard hit as well, and you could tell how rigid the rear end of these cars are. I mean, they say the rear end impact to the wall with these cars is the most dangerous because the car doesn't have as much crush panels and whatnot. And you can clearly see that with Denny Hamlin. He literally backed into the wall at full speed just about and literally kept on racing. So that's why you hear Kevin Harvick, when he was still driving, he would complain about the rear end crashes being the most dangerous in the sport, thus, you know, concussions. And that was a case and example. I mean, the rear of the car does not give. You can go back to the Gen 4 era in the sport, and if you had like a spin out or a tire failure at like a Pocono or a Michigan and you backed into the wall, the thing was like, it literally moved the rear end housing probably behind the driver's seat almost. Like, that's how much of the car would actually crinkle. So it's remarkable how strong the next gen cars really are. Thank y'all for watching the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure to pre-order those Race to Win diecast at Circuit Diecast. Use promo code DiecastBuffet. Thank y'all for watching. Have a blessed one, everybody. Diecast Buffet, signing off.